Hey guys, welcome back to Black Mirror 2. So, we just beat up Reginald, and he took off, and Jelena is back in England, and Mrs. Bible just came and told us we needed to hurry on over to the hospital because there's something up with our mother. So let's go figure that out. Okay, apparently...
That's a postcard of bit of...
Yeah, I'd love to get out of here, but... Why is leaving a place so difficult? Just let me use the postcard, what does it matter? Oh, there's a raven. Oh, someone's gonna die. Is it my mom? Is my mom dead?
Mr. Michaels? It's, the doctor would like to speak to you.
Has something happened?
Just go through, please.
Go through to the room where my mom's at? She's gone? She must have died.
Karen,
Where's my mom?
your mom's heart failed this morning.
What? No, that's impossible.
I really am very sorry.
Mom!
Hello, this is Rebecca Michaels. Unfortunately, I'm not at home at the moment. Leave me a message and I'll get back to you.
Darren? Darren, are you there? He's here, Darren. Reginald Boris is here. I went to Willow Creek. I couldn't resist. Please forgive me. I found out a few things about this place. It seems there's something like a conspiracy here, and I think Reginald Boris is part of it. I saw him today, and now... No, go! Ah! Darren! Help me!
Hello? Angelina!
Every woman you know is dying. What is... You need to stop hanging out with women, apparently. Ugh. I guess at least the good news is she's free of her husband. Is he climbing out of there? What the hell was that? That didn't happen. Why are we recapping the chapter I just played? Oh shit, we're in part 3? I thought we were in part 2. Oh, okay. Maybe part 1 was just that prologue thing. Biddeford, Maine. Oh, I guess we're just gonna go straight to England now.
Wakey! We're there!
You seem pleasant.
So, this is it. The one and only hotel in this godforsaken place. I had to change trains in London and then sit for another 45 minutes in a cab. And now here, I'm in the middle of nowhere. The village of Willow Creek itself is a bit further down the road. But I ought to take a look around here first. Angelina must have checked into this hotel.
How do you know that? Maybe she knows someone in Willow Creek. You don't know she checked in here. It's awful presumptuous.
Oh, a new guest.
Oh god.
Welcome to Golden's Palace. My name is Murray.
Hello. I'm looking for a young woman who's spending some time here. Maybe you've seen her?
Yes, maybe I have, but maybe I haven't. You have to understand, this is a discreet hotel. I can't talk about...
Why are you wearing a
guests.
visor inside?
So, she's a guest here.
As I said already, a discreet hotel.
Almost dead, one could say.
It's off-season right now. It'll get busier. This is the best hotel in Willow Creek and a place with history. This was once the sanatorium of the dreaded Robert Gordon,
Oh.
the Dr. Frankenstein of Willow Creek.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, yes. He was the uncle of Samuel Gordon, the maniac murderer. Everyone thought squeaky clean Sir Robert was a respectable doctor. But in reality, he conducted illegal experiments on the sanatorium's patients. Very nasty goings on.
And then someone thought it would make a great hotel.
Of course, of course. Immediately after the murders 12 years ago, the tourists came in throngs. They wanted to see everything. But where could they stay the night? There wasn't a hotel. So, I bought this building. The patients were taken away straight after the incident, of course. Some also escaped. So,
Of course.
Anyway, I bought the house, had it renovated, and now it's the best hotel in the place. How many nights did you say you wanted?
Actually, I just wanted to know if you've seen this young lady. Her name is Angelina Morgan.
Now, I can't talk to strangers about guests. The hotel's reputation, you see.
Mm-hmm.
I see. And if I were a guest myself, then...
Then, of course, we could have a little chat about who else has a room here at the moment.
Of course.
All right, then. A room, please. For, let's say, 2 nights to start with.
Very well. That'll be £90.
Hey, I'm almost 200. Rude. Should have my cursor. I want to talk about these masks over on this pillar, but...
So, what about Angelina? Is she here?
The young lady checked in here a few days ago. Room 13, right next to yours, sir. However, I haven't seen her since yesterday morning.
Thank you. Room 13, that's down this corridor?
Yes, sir. Your room is number 12. You do, of course, understand that I can't let you into the lady's room. As you know, the hotel has a reputation to uphold.
Huh. This takes me a step closer. I know Angelina was here. Perhaps I'll find some clues as to what she found out, and who didn't like it.
Okay, there you go. What is up with these things? The hell are these?
A stand with what looks like tasteless postcards from tourists. They show either pictures of the village or blood-stained knives. Here's one with a screaming woman on it. What the? A cheap
Oh.
plastic mask of Samuel Gordon. Toy knife with blood-stained blade. And the worst thing is that you can bet that some of my fellow humans actually buy this stuff.
How dare people have interests that aren't your own? Also, you're not going to notice how similar you look to this dude?
What's this thing supposed to be? Huh. The original soul key. Summon dark forces and scare the pants off your friends.
What?
Lights up in 3 different colors. Gruesome sound effects. Hellish fun. Batteries not included. I can't get my head around it. I'd rather chop my hand off than buy this plastic crap from China and speed up global warming and the demise of mankind. I'd rather chop my...
Okay, alright, I get it. You're better than the rest of us.
A bottle of schnapps.
Schnapps?
Maybe I could grab it while Murray's not looking.
I've never heard it called schnapps before. I've always heard it pronounced schnapps.
A classic dark brown leather armchair. The arms are worn somewhat. It's seen better days for sure. That's one of those things they use in big hotels to carry cases on. I find it rather hard to imagine them having hotel porters here. If at all, that thing was maybe used during the first months when the place opened. I'd like to bet it hasn't turned a wheel since.
Why? Why would you like that? What? Of what good is it to you if this place goes under?
Old-fashioned lockboxes. Although they're only made of wood, they look like they're still tricky to break open.
Yeah, you should probably just say that in front of the guy who runs the place. Sure, he'd love to hear how easy or how difficult it is to break into his things. It's not weird. Oh.
That's Angelina's room.
Hold on. You want me to stay out in the hallway for a minute?
That's my room, number 12. First I'll get rid of this rucksack, and then I need to find a way to get into Angelina's room.
Was that the hallway where I electrocuted that doctor?
That's better.
Is this where I electrocuted that doctor? Because I think it was.
Strange. The wall doesn't look like it belongs here. Looks temporary to me. It's pretty dark back there. But it looks like the passage simply hasn't been renovated. I'd like to guess that this wall's been put up just to prevent the guests in the front part of the hotel from being disturbed while the restoration work's still going on in the back. Perhaps Murray ran out of cash, or he saw that he didn't need any more rooms. Whatever the case, the renovation didn't get finished. No. I don't think there's anything of interest waiting for me back there.
Yep, you're just investigating a disappearance. There's probably nothing in that dark hallway that's of any interest to you. You're right.
There's a newspaper lying on the glass table. Maybe a service for the guests.
Are those little lions? Because that's cute.
Oh no, can't be. The paper's already several weeks old. Probably so little going on here that Murray hardly ever gets back here to tidy up.
What? There's nothing going on. Why would he not have an excuse to come back here and tidy up? Maybe that's a joke and it just went over my head.
A few crime stories, poetry collections, fairy tales, horror stories. Just the thing for a relaxing night in a hotel. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna have one of those.
I guess I can take this newspaper with me.
Nothing's older than yesterday's paper. But I don't have to read it. I think I'll just take a few pages.
Why? Oh, he's still carrying around that creepy photo of her. Oh, I suppose that makes sense. I mean, he'd have to show the person something.
A whole load of good books. But I don't know how they're supposed to help me in my search for Angelina.
Well, they're not. They're just books.
A wooden clock with a glass cover and some carving on it. Huh. What's that? The clock's just an imitation. It can't be wound up. Probably a cheap electronic clock with batteries.
Oh, apparently I can click on a sauce tray.
The idea is very much that you sit yourself in this armchair, read one of the books from over there, while quietly smoking a pipe or a cigar. Judging by the ashtray, it looks like that hasn't happened for some time though. It's sparkling clean. There's only a box of matches lying in it.
We'll take the matches then.
Allardyce matches. Sounds like there's still a few in here.
So what happened to my, the guy who I became friends with?
Angelina's room's locked. I need to get hold of the key somehow.
Yeah, I wonder what happened to the crazy guy who I became friends with. I wonder if he was one of the ones who got relocated, or if he, was one of the ones who escaped. Hey, Murray, can I distract you for a little while? Is that cool? Let's look with a
What's that
soul
then?
key.
A soul key?
They are powerful, magical artifacts. After the murders 12 years ago, the police seized documents from the castle. Amongst them were also pictures of these soul keys. Samuel Golden must have been nigh on obsessed by them. The police believe that Samuel had several of them.
Perhaps the devil himself gave him the order to do it.
Perhaps. What's for certain is that he killed for it, and that the keys, assuming they ever existed, disappeared when he committed suicide.
And what has that got to do with this plastic trash?
That's no trash. Do you know how expensive it
It's
was to
rubbish.
produce thousands of these and ship them here? Pal, that cost me a fortune.
Thousands. How many have you sold?
Put it this way, I won't need to reorder in the near future. Even though they're so fantastic. Well, they even light up when you put a battery in them.
Oh, awesome.
Dude, how can you ever be happy in life going through being so cynical?
What's that castle out there on the hill?
That's the famous Black Mirror Castle, ancestral home of the Golden family. There are few buildings here that have a history as fascinating and blood-soaked.
Why, what happened there?
What didn't happen there, more like? Every imaginable abomination. Murder, torture, witch burning, dark rituals, devil worship, everything.
Yeah, sure. And that's not just what you tell the tourists to make this place more interesting.
Well, perhaps it's not quite that bad, but what the people say is true. That castle is cursed. That much is certain.
Cursed.
Just look at the Gordons, an ancient family that's gonna die out, one blow of fate after the other. The latest events alone. Around 25 years ago, there was a fire in the castle, and Master Samuel lost his young wife in the flames. 12 years ago, the eldest Gordon committed suicide. He jumped from the castle tower. After that came Robert's murder and Samuel's suicide. The last surviving Gordon is Lady Victoria. She's already about 90. When she dies, one of the oldest families in England dies with her.
Sounds like bad luck, but not necessarily a curse.
It is. The castle is cursed. It makes the people crazy. How else are you going to explain one Gordon after the other completely losing it?
Some
Inbreeding?
illnesses are hereditary. And if it's an old noble family, incest may also play a role.
Yeah. Or natural radioactivity, or poisonous groundwater. That's all far-fetched. It's a curse. Everyone knows that.
Well, I mean, they're not terribly off point with some of the things that went on in that castle, because clearly it's cursed. I mean, murder, suicide did happen. We know there was some level of devil worship going on. The only one I can't confirm of those would have been the witch burning, which maybe that happened too.
What can you tell me about this place?
Willow Creek. It's the nest in which I was born. Just like all the others you see around here. No one moves to here. Either you're born here and stay, or you're born here and leave. It can't keep hold of the youngsters anymore. They want to be in the city. The place is dying out.
Is there anything special to see here?
The museum, of course. I was significantly involved in setting it up. It's even on my land, which I've leased for a small, appropriate fee, of course. Go into the village. You won't miss it. We set it up once the flow of tourists dried up. You need to offer the people something, after all. We redesigned the rear part of the museum last year. Now it's got a lot more zip. It was my idea. None of the other people in the village have got any idea about business.
And
You have to speculate to accumulate. You're not going to attract tourists with a couple of clay pots and carpets, are you?
how can you attract tourists?
With a show! You need to give them something. We've got 5 gruesome murders here, an old family full of maniacs, a dark curse. There must be some capital in that.
Doesn't seem to have worked all that well so far.
Alas, no. Many didn't get involved. Said you should let the dead rest in peace. We won't get anywhere like that.
Of course not.
During the first few months after the murders, it was looking really good. The papers wrote about our murders all the time. Loads of free publicity. They came from all over. Buses full. But then, well, the hype died down.
Ooh, how tragic. Hey, perhaps a couple of people should be killed every season. Then you'll get more press.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about it. You haven't invested all your savings. But I'll have the last laugh. This place is gonna be on the up again.
Why? Like, as he said, there's nothing out here. There's nothing in Willow Creek. What would attract people here? I can't imagine it's the famously upbeat weather of England.
What did you say this building used to be?
The old Ashbury Sanatorium. The legendary, the gruesome, the unfathomable sanatorium of the crazy Robert Gordon.
I see.
Sir Robert was Samuel Gordon's uncle on his father's side. He lived in the castle and was, of course, like all Gordons, completely insane. He conducted experiments on the patients here in a sanatorium. Illegal experiments. Terrible experiments.
And no one noticed.
Apparently not.
He mostly did it at night, alone. He only had one accomplice in the village, Dr. Herman. Both were murdered before their schemes were uncovered. But strange things have been happening since their deaths. People claim to have seen spectral apparitions in these corridors, and sounds that come out of the ground.
Sure, and that's probably written large on the front of your flyers, right? A couple of ghosts would surely be good for business. It's just a shame it's absolute moonshine.
Dude, you would be like a terrible person to go anywhere with. You're such an asshole. I mean, his mom did just die, but still, don't be a dick to this random guy. He had nothing to do with that.
What else can you tell me about Angelina?
Don't know. Nice girl. Seems to be out a lot. Always went off for a couple of hours, then back to her room, then out again.
Did you notice anything? Was she nervous? Afraid?
No, not really. She seemed to be a bit stressed. Tense. And always in a hurry. That's just what young people are like.
Did you call the police when she didn't come back last night?
Why should I? She paid up front. Everything's fine.
Oh yeah, everything's fantastic. She might be bleeding to death in the woods or in the hands of violent kidnappers. But she paid up front.
Calm down. Nothing will have happened to her. Absolutely nothing's happened here for 12 years, unfortunately.
Well, also, I mean, I don't know, but just because he runs the place doesn't mean he's going to see her coming and going all of the time. He can't possibly know every little thing she's doing. So maybe she came and went when he wasn't looking.
Couldn't you perhaps give me Angelina's room key?
If you buy the hotel and let me retire, then we can talk about it.
And if I forget a 50-pound note on the counter, would you go outside to look at the pretty pictures on it in the daylight?
Young man, this is a quality hotel. I can't and won't allow its reputation to be damaged.
No one will notice. There's not a soul here.
You can't bribe me, and that's that.
Thanks for the chat, Murray.
My pleasure.
Just like every other Gordon. Just an absolute dick to people trying to get by.
A large bird bath made from imitation marble. It's full of water and I can't see a damn bird for miles.
When I don't have my postcard, how am I supposed to fast travel?
A big heap of wet leaves. A gardener must have raked them together from off the lawn.
There's no lawn. There's a lawn on this side? Oh, I guess there's on this side. Okay, back over this way. Conservatory?
A steel-framed conservatory. It's quite obvious that it's a newer addition to the rest of the building. The hotel lobby's in there behind the tall windows. Very grand for such a small country hotel.
Well, clearly the guy who put it together just...
First off, I had to have a look here in the hotel for signs of Angelina's whereabouts. Going straight into the village without any kind of plan doesn't strike me as being a good idea.
A plan of what? Just go in and talk to them.
I'd rather chop my hand off. Huh. Willow Creek. I was here and survived. Willow Creek makes your blood freeze. Willow Creek, home of murderers. Unbelievable. You know, I can never be bothered with most postcards. But here's a card with a drawn map of the area showing the murder locations of 12 years ago all marked out. I could use the map to help me keep myself oriented. I'll take it with me.
Yay!
I'll put it on your bill.
Postcard. Postcard.
Voila! A bottle of alcohol.
That did not look little on the table. Oh, there's a telephone.
An old-fashioned telephone. It's probably meant to be classic, but to be honest, it's just old. One of the keys belongs to Angelina's room. It's number 13, but I can't get.
Can I get Murray drunk then?
No. A whole row of old-fashioned lockboxes. A big houseplant in a hefty flower pot. No idea what type it is. I know nothing about them. Murray seems to have just been eating something. I'm guessing that he's the only employee in his hotel, so he can't just go and leave his position at the counter to go and eat. The knife hasn't been used. I could use it to unscrew the clock from the wall.
Okay. You do you. Your last name might be Michaels, but you're Gordon at heart.
Screwed on. I can't get it off.
You already mentioned using the knife. Just use the damn knife.
That's how it's done.
I still don't know why I'm stealing the... No, I still don't know why I'm stealing... Oh. Okay.
Got him. 2 1.5-volt batteries.
Okay. My guess is that needs to go inside one of these toys.
I'd rather chop my hand. I can't do a thing with the other postcards. It's already bad enough that I've been supporting Murray in his rip-off business by buying the map.
Rip-off? How is his business a rip-off? It's like... In my opinion, a rip-off is only a rip-off if you don't get what it is you paid for. If you come to a location specifically for murders and hauntings, and they tell you about the murders and any potential hauntings, you've gotten what you've paid for. What do you mean? His thing isn't false advertising. I mean, maybe it's a little over dramatic, but that's just how businesses work. What the hell? Why is he giving this guy so much shit for just trying to make a living?
Angelina checked in here and is staying in room 13. The guest book probably can't tell me much more.
Fetters. Knife. Knife. Oh, I have a notepad. Oh no, those are matches. Oh, if I get a piece of cloth, I could make it.
That's my room. Like all the rooms here, a converted cell. It doesn't really feel all that friendly, and it's rather uncared for. Apart from the price, there's nothing much here that's first class.
I don't know, is 90 pounds a lot to pay for 2 nights? I don't know. So it's 45 pounds a night. Is that $80 a night? That doesn't seem terribly unreasonable. Anyways, if I get a piece of cloth, I can make... Ooh, wait, come...
I might as well pour the alcohol into my pot.
Oh. I was gonna make a... I don't know why, but my first thought was to make a Molotov cocktail.
No. I'm definitely gonna need the newspaper again.
Okay. I don't know why that was my first thought when I got matches and alcohol, but that was my first thought. Was, let's make a Molotov cocktail.
Until I found Angelina, I don't have any time.
Bullshit. Apparently you have time to rest. You fell asleep on the ride here.
It's probably crockery that was intended for the guests. I can't see anything special about it.
Okay. I'm
Who's my call?
slowly whittling down the number of things I can click
I
on.
can't find anything exciting. The plants don't look all that happy. But like I've said, I don't know much about either botany or the psyche of plants.
Okay. It still seems like it wants me to take one of these souvenirs.
I'd rather chop my hand off than buy.
So I'm guessing I have to distract him somehow. And then I get to have that.
Even if there was something interested in the guest book, the hotel's reputation. Even if the hotel's one of the keys belongs.
I don't get why you're giving him so much shit.
A whole row of old.
This is literally how he's making his living. He has to protect this hotel. Why are you giving him so much shit for that?
No.
Okay.
Now, does a bird bath in a land where it rains constantly actually make sense? I can't see anything interesting.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you.
That pile's not been here for long. The leaves are soaking wet on the outside, but they look drier underneath. The rain hasn't made everything wet through. That pile's not been here for long. That pile's not...
Okay.
There's a few tables and chairs in the conservatory. I would imagine they use it as a dining room. Right now it looks deserted.
Oh.
A wet, uncomfortable, and somewhat shabby-looking wooden bench with the paint slowly flaking off it. The bench is wet. I'm not sitting there.
Oh, look at Mr. Too Good to sit on the wet bench.
3 flags hanging here. England, Great Britain, and the European Union. The last one's gotta be there, just for the foreign tourists.
Okay.
Ugh. The flags look like they've been hanging there for years. Pretty stained and bleached out. Makes a real nice impression. Huh. The words Gordon's Palace have just been simply printed onto the awning. Cheap. The awning offers a little shelter from the rain at least. Mind you, it's still unpleasant standing here outside when there are dry, heated rooms waiting inside.
Dude, you're such an ass about everything all of the time.
Wow, the ivy must be at least 100 years old. It's already climbed up the whole building. Shame that I don't have to secretly get up to the first floor. The ivy would be an ideal ladder substitute.
I doubt that. I feel like people climbing things like that only happens in movies. And there's a reason for that. I don't think plants make a suitable substitute, or like, I mean, obviously a tree would be one thing, but I don't think that itself would make a suitable substitute for climbing on, for, you know, actually doing things.
No, I'm not doing that.
I don't even get anything with that one. I just get told no.
No, I'm not doing that.
Very aggressive. Okay, well maybe my book's got some hints. Seems unlikely, but let's see. Okay. Okay, let's see. Murray guards the keys. I wonder if I could somehow lure him outside of the hotel. Oh, I see. Okay. I guess I gotta light these. I gotta light these leaves on fire. Gotta let my inner arsonist out.
There's no way I could light this heap with a match on its own. The leaves underneath.
Alcohol.
Why should I pour away the last good drops?
Because alcohol burns.
I've got the crumpled newspaper in the middle, next to the leaves which aren't so wet.
Also, he's gonna know it was you. You're literally the only other person out here with him. Who else is gonna randomly start the fire?
The newspaper's lit. The leaves next to it are just charring. They're not gonna burn, they're too damp for that. The newspaper's burning them.
Whatever. Can I just go tell him there's a fire?
Murray, there's smoke outside. I hope the hotel isn't gonna burn down around our heads.
Bugger! Oh!
Run! Run, little man, run! Go, 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 quickly.
As long as Murray's outside putting out the fire, I can take Angelina's key unnoticed.
Yes, go do it. Why are you dicking around, man? Just go grab it. Could monologue later. Thank you.
Now we'd like to have...
Oh, shit, I have no idea what he just said. I hope it wasn't supposed to...
Brats! They've no idea how dangerous that is. They
Yeah,
should...
the young are really bad.
Oh, I hope I don't need to also take one of those souvenirs because I didn't grab one. I just went straight for the keys. Okay. Let's go invade this woman's privacy. Le Monde. Toilette. Well, I guess since we're here, let's do this. We'll just go around. The hell? What is he doing?
Nothing special. A typical hotel bathroom, like you can find all over the world.
Okay.
Let's see. A few clothes hangers, a clothes rail, a few drawers. Everything empty and squeaky clean. Also, when I look inside again, the robe's completely empty.
Makes you feel like stealing the robe.
Thick, heavy, and very old-fashioned bedspread. There are woolen threads around the edges.
Oh, I guess I'm taking the blanket too.
I can't take the cover, but I can take the wooden thread as a souvenir. It wouldn't be the first time something like that had come in useful.
Oh, I thought he was gonna take the whole thing. Like, dude is just
Bed
like
looks old-fashioned, but not uncomfortable.
freaking thief.
I'm rather tempted by the idea of a couple hours on it. I've been on my feet for more than 24 hours now. But I really can't allow myself a break until I found Angelina.
On your... First off, you were on a plane. You were not on your feet. Then you were on the train. And then you were on then you were in a taxi. What, you didn't walk here from America. Calm down. Also, you should know, just like everybody else, the more exhausted you are, the worse it noted. What in the hell? The worse at noticing things you are. Why is her picture hanging up? What the hell? How narcissistic.
Interesting. Several cut lemons. And there's a sliver of wood stuck in one of them. She didn't eat the lemons. That much is clear. Lemons and a sliver of wood. That rings a bell somehow.
What? Also, I mean, she has a glass of water. Clearly her intent was to put the lemon in the water.
A thick-walled but relatively squat glass. You'd normally be drinking a drop of the hard stuff out of this kind of glass. A thick-walled but...
Okay, fine.
A white-painted ribbed radiator. The heating's lukewarm. I don't see anything that might be significant.
Okay, whatever. I just want to... Why is this here?
What's that? One of the pictures I took of Angelina. That's gotta be a clue for me.
Well, take it.
So it is. There are a few white notes on the back of the picture.
Those are not on the back of the picture. Those are on the wall behind the picture. Those are not the same thing.
A completely normal tube TV, like most folks have at home. Should I sit myself down in front of the TV and wait until I see ghostly messages from Angelina in the white noise? Maybe not.
Maybe not? You're not entirely sold on the idea of not doing that?
Cupboard. Looks rather like an antique. And inside there's... Sleeping potion. Now could that be Angelina's? Maybe she was having nightmares from all that business. What the hell have I gotten her into?
Well, to be fair, you haven't gotten her into anything. You haven't done anything. This Reginald guy was clearly following her for a long time. So long before she met you. You also told her not to come here. If she got involved in something, it's on her. You're not responsible for her dumbassery.
There are 2 sheets of writing paper, folded twice. But there's nothing on
Oh,
them.
I gotta put the lemon on
Either
it.
it's a secret message written in invisible ink, or the empty pages themselves are some kind of clue. But right now, though, I have no idea myself.
Shut up, we're gonna look at this. Oh. Well, that's kind of bullshit.
A thick-walled, but
Oh, am I supposed to put this in here?
the glass is half full. The glass is half full of alcohol.
Okay.
Great. The woolen thread is acting like a wick and soaking up the alcohol. Looks like I've rediscovered the world's oldest artificial light source.
Okay.
Awesome. My little fire's lit. It was working like that 10,000 years ago, too. Now what do I do with
The
it?
hell? No.
So,
No, thank you.
let's see. Ah, at last. There's Angelina's message.
Did you burn a hole in the middle of one of them? You dingus.
Sunday, 1600. I don't know what's
supposed to be so special about Willow Creek. It all seems so forlorn, poor, and desolate. Hopefully I won't have to disappoint Darren. He's helped me so much, and I only now hope that I can help him too. Sunday, 9 p.m. That Porter Murray is a damned shark. He had money off me for every single bit of info. I'm not doing that again. I'll go to the library tomorrow, and there's supposed to be a town museum too. Maybe I'll pick up something there about Darren's castle. Monday, 11 a.m. Black Mirror was built in the 14th century by the 2 brothers, Marcus and Mordred Gordon. The brothers argued and virtually waged war with each other. To this day, descendants of the Gordon line still inhabit Black Mirror Castle. They will, however, soon die out. The last young Gordon died 12 years ago, having committed suicide. Monday, 2 p.m. I've got something on the tree symbol that Darren discovered on Boris's ring. The symbol is mentioned in the Chronicle of the Gordon family. I also stumbled across it in the library. It's the symbol of a secret society, a kind of sect that wants to summon up dark powers and uses corpses in the process. What if Boris is one of them? Monday, 4 p.m. I found out in the pub that people believe there's a curse on Black Mirror Castle and the Gordon family. Maybe I'll change the topic of my degree thesis. I'd much rather write about accursed castles, though I can't see my good Prof. Hubbard being too thrilled about the idea. Monday, 9 p.m. He's here. Reginald Boris is here in Willow Creek. I've just seen him sneaking about the hotel. What should I do? Is he here because of me? Now, of all times, right when I want to investigate the passage. I'm not going to let myself be stopped, but I'll send off some insurance.
What passage?
Oh man, Reginald Boris. Angelina had been doing some research, and Boris had caught her at it. Now, he's holding her prisoner, and... does he want to lure me to him? In Maine, he wanted to take me on a journey. Is this all about me? Whatever the reason for all this might be, Angelina doesn't have anything to do with it. She's got into danger because she wanted to help me. It's my fault
No,
if
it's
something
not.
happens to her. I ought to go into the village and listen around. Angelina was there. But I need to be careful. I don't know who might belong to this order that Angelina warned me about.
You are not at all responsible. You specifically told her not to do this, and she did it anyways. It's on her. You are in no way responsible for her actions. You dingus. Okay, can I just...
A card.
Nope.
5 murder locations unlocked.
Now can I go? That's my first reaction when I see a stranger too, is just to drop all my shit.
We all know that old one.
What do you mean?
A young, attractive lady is carrying a stack of books and lets them fall at the feet of the hero.
Excuse me? I'm the librarian here, so it's quite right that I should be carrying books around the place. Young? Attractive? Well, I'll accept that. But why do you consider yourself to be a hero?
You're the librarian? Oh, then you can definitely tell me something worth knowing about this place, Miss,
You just completely glossed over her
You're American?
her question.
Darren Michaels. Do I really sound American?
What kind of what?
Now let me see. Your accent is non-rhotic. That is, you don't sound the phoneme R at the end of a syllable, or before consonants. And you have hard A sounds. That's the famous Boston accent.
Awesome! I really do come from Boston.
I've spent half my life in books, so something has to have stuck.
So then you can probably tell a damn Yankee something about Willow Creek?
What do you want to know?
I'll answer your first question though. He fancies himself the hero because he's arrogant. He's kind of an egotistical asshole, and he's gonna ruin your day. Also, just because you're a librarian doesn't mean you need to be walking around with books all of the time. That's just silly.
The castle nearby, isn't that the famous Black Mirror Castle?
It certainly is. Its inhabitants have influenced things around here for centuries. Sometimes for the good, sometimes rather more negatively.
How do you mean that?
Everything around here belongs to the Gordons. In the old days, virtually everything that went on here was all decided in the castle. Just what could happen in the village, and what could not.
And who lives in the castle today?
Lady Victoria Gordon, the last of the Gordons, her old butler Bates, and her late brother's widow, Lady Eleanor. I think there are a few other servants too.
I still had more questions. Where are we going? What's going on?
That's the obligatory village pub. It never was a great place, but since the old landlord left, it really has gone downhill. The new landlord is Tom, the chap at the chili stall. The fair will be here for a few more days yet, but I wouldn't bet that it'll be coming back again.
Okay.
Well, is there anything about Willow Creek that's worth knowing?
Not a lot. There must have been a settlement there for a good 1,000 years or so. They found remains dating back that far.
Yeah, a stone circle in a forest. So I've heard.
Yes, there's one of those. It really only kind of got going around the 13th century when there was a monastery built in the neighborhood. Also a church and the first part of a castle.
And more recently?
You're talking about the murders. That's 12 years ago now. Let's not talk about those.
So every time I ask you a question, we're going to walk a little further down? Oh, we're going to actually cross the bridge this time.
Back there, by the town hall, is my empire. The library. Perhaps it's because there's otherwise so little going on here. There are plenty of people who like to and who do read a lot. Sadly, often all the wrong things. Trashy stuff and the cheapest pulp lit are in high demand.
Oh my god. Just be happy people are reading and going to your freaking library. You're in a dying industry. Don't be a dick.
I'm staying at the Gordon's Palace Hotel.
Really? You're letting yourself get ripped off by that old so-and-so Murray?
The building is supposed to have had a terrible past.
That's true.
It would seem that all of the male Gordons were a little bit crazy.
The curse of the Gordons.
Please don't tell me you believe in all that hokum.
I never used to.
Hook 'em?
You English. You like your ghost stories and all that a little too much.
Nope, still it's the Europeans. Nothing's changed.
That's the museum. If you want to know more about Willow Creek, then that's the place to be. At least in the front bit.
What's in the back?
The newly opened Black Museum. Cheap special effects animation. Horror and titillation at others' expense.
What? Dude, if I don't understand. If there's a demand for it, why do you care so much? How you're a librarian. How is this in any way negatively affecting you?
Can you help me with the symbol? A tree where the roots reach around and up into the branches. That mean anything to you?
Where do you know that from?
You know something about it?
You ought to forget about it again as soon as possible.
I stumbled across it in Maine, and now I'd like to know if it...
Maine? You come... But you said Boston. I've still got something to finish. Good day.
Okay, apparently I shouldn't have asked that question.
Miss Valley, listen!
Because there was another thing to ask. Oh.
And she's gone. What was that all about?
What kind of response is that? Hey, I stumbled across something in Maine. In Maine? You said you were from Boston, and certainly you would never leave Boston, ever. The hell kind of response is that? That's just stupid. That doesn't make any sense. Like he's lying about where he came from? What, he lied about where he came from just to protect you from not knowing the difference between a Boston and a Maine accent? What the hell? I don't know. Well, we made it to England, guys. And he's still just as mean to Europeans as ever. But, dude, do you know how much of a thriving business the ghost industry is in America? Like, people love ghost stories. What the hell? What kind of response is that? Just because I personally have never come across something, that means that they doesn't exist. Ridiculous. Ugh. Also, you're letting yourself get ripped off by this guy? Dude, it's the only hotel. Where the hell else is he supposed to stay? Was he just supposed to stumble into town one day and be like, hey, I know you guys don't know me, but would you mind if I slept in your house for a couple days? I don't want to go deal with that hotel. Oh my god. Black Mirror continuing its love of unreasonable people. Gotta love it. Oh. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.